Hi, hey, hello. Welcome to day 97 of crypto trading and news reports, your daily news that you can get nowhere else other than from me. Thanks for spending your night with me. Today, we got Bitcoin back up to where it belongs. We're so back. It is 91,200, currently just crossed, and still headed upwards. I did manage to enter a position yesterday that I have over here. And look at that portfolio, 3,200. We are so back. Big thumbs up. I'm doing a thumbs up at my screen and you guys can't see me. I have to get a webcam, maybe. Get me to like 1,000 subs so I can do ad revenue and then afford a webcam if you really care. Look at Sui. It's going up so hard today. 13%. Currently making me 845. Come day 100, I'm going to be selling everything. On this portfolio. That'll be the day 100 celebration, and I'll probably stop counting my days from there. I don't know. Something's got to change. I'll maybe add a transitionary screen that I mentioned, like, you know, from this to... Wait, what do I have? Another browser open? Whoops. Yeah, anyway. Like a second, like a transitionary screen before we move on to our second segment of the show, which is... wait a minute, what is happening here? Is my stream connected? Is my stream working? I think it's working. My YouTube studio is not connected. It says it's no current live streams. Refresh. Yes, this one. Okay, it's back on. Gosh, my OBS is being weird. Sorry about that. As I was saying, yeah, so for day 100, I'm going to make some changes. Maybe some changes to the thumbnail. I really want to add a webcam. It would be interesting to have, but I'm not rich enough yet. This is all fake money, don't worry. I'm not $3,000 richer than anything. But November is set to be a fascinating month, for me at least. Moonvember. October was great. September was horrible. But the rest were average months. Ever since I've started doing this kind of streams 100 days ago almost. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, enough rambling. Let's go talk about some technical analysis here. No new all-time high as of yet, but we are on our way there. We're very, very close, just about 2% away from reaching a new all-time high for Bitcoin. Our current all-time high is 93,373, and we're 91,258. We're almost $100 away from that. So absolutely doable by tonight. I think we might actually hit that. I did recall a couple days ago, like there was little to no liquidations above this area, above 95,000. We're seeing like little to no liquidate. A matter of fact, I do want to check that right now as I am analyzing this. I wish it was like an indicator that just shows the liquidations, like a heat map like this, but on your actual chart. It could tell you like some important information, like where are we seeing some strong resistances when we're seeing like short liquidations, right? Or supports for like the long liquidations, and how intense can those breakouts be? Because of course, if all of those are getting liquidated over here, these are millions of dollars we're talking. Those getting liquidated will drive the price further in one direction, whether that be up or down, depending on how the breakouts work. As you can see, we are currently in ranges for the 24-hour chart, so not enough information here. And this is for Binance. Binance is the biggest exchange, so it will give us the most information, but we can change here, like from if we want a different provider, Bybit, BitGet. Coinbase is another big one, which is not on this list. It should be on this list. Look, we even have crypto.com. What? Coinbase is right here. If you guys want to check that one as well. You can see a bit more clear numbers as well. I do want to check for the last 3 days, because it's been, when did we see all-time high here? November 13. Today's November 15. Okay, yeah, 3 days seems like it's good enough. This was our all-time high. And you see over here before, there was nothing, no liquidations in leverage positions. After we hit our all-time high, and 93,700 approximately, 93,600. Mine says 93,300, whatever. All the different providers will show you slightly different prices because of the liquidity, of course, that they have, and positions that people use for leverage. Anyways, so now we're seeing that as a resistance. Not as strong as this level over here, 93,000 approximately. Like, it makes sense with the psychological level. We are approaching we are making a bit of a range right here. Breakout to the bottom side would be a bit more significant, I think. 2 million liquidation compared to 1 million, 2 million over here. Strange. Yeah, we do have stronger support down over here at 86,900, almost 87,000. That's pretty smart. Having it below 87,000 is what people are eyeing at this moment, below this low over here that we saw on yesterday. That was the lowest point from yesterday. So it makes sense people are putting like their stops or their liquidation points below that level. That's why we're seeing the 87,000 a bit more in the greener color. Green means more intense, or yellow, I guess, yellowish color that you're seeing over here. That's interesting to see. Does it show us for other assets? Symbol. No, it does. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, we can check for like Ethereum as well, although I don't think it's that important. If you guys care at all, here it is for a 3-day liquidation. We got a lot of resistance going up here at the highest point that we reached for Ethereum, it seems like, that we saw on November 13. Let's have a look at Ethereum right now. Up 0.94%. Still using the 3,000 as a strong support level. I did manage to DCA that position that barely reached yesterday. That made me a little bit upset, but it's fine. We're good now. The highest point we reached November 12th is what it's showing me. 3,448. That's where I also have another resistance level drawn out. So looks like we're about to head upwards again to try to attack that level once more and see if we're able to break out of that, break out of the downtrends that we've been seeing since, this one's from May, I think. This is from March. Okay, we broke our, okay, this is March and May, and then the bigger one here is March and Ethereum's actual all-time high that we saw in November, not in November, in 2021, sorry. And it seems like both of those are at play next. This is all-time high level for Ethereum at 4,097 approximately. And yeah, not too far off from seeing all-time high levels for Ethereum very soon. I still think it's kind of undervalued, and I've been saying that ever since we were down here, and I put my money where my mouth is. I dropped some positions in Ethereum at those low levels. 2,460, I was that confident, and it's paid off for sure. 2,500, I have another entry. Can I check like where my positions are? Yes, okay. 2,530, 2,460, 2,387 is probably my best entry, and I put $500 at 3x on each one of those, so those are going great. And then last night I put a $100 entry on most of them as well. It wasn't just Ethereum, I also put into Bitcoin, Litecoin, Polkadot, and Sui. Dropped another $100 each. Well, I put a 300 on Polkadot apparently. Okay, cool. And on Ethereum as well, of course. So those are doing great. Of course, I'm not expecting too much gains. You can see, like, just look at Sui. I only put 100 and it's making me $44. That's pretty significant. That's practically, oh yeah, almost a 50% return there. Compared to the other coins like Solana or Ethereum, look how slow it is. It's only made me $2 since yesterday. Just shows you the speed of each one of these. Polkadot doesn't count because I dropped 300, which is a lot more volume. 3 times as much. If we just divide 75 divided by 3, is that 25? Yeah. No, 25, 50, 7, yeah, it's 3. So we'd be making $25 if I dropped 100 on Polkadot, approximately, right? Which is still not too bad. It would be our second best performing asset ever since our entry. I'm assuming Polkadot is doing great today then? It is, yeah. Quite well ever since we purchased it. Has been on the rise. My target for this is approximately, I don't know if either $7 or $10. $11 was its high level in March, right over here. So I want to mark that level right over here. And what other important resistance are we seeing? You see this level, $9. Okay, what do we see here? I like this level, 862. Do I really like it though? Whatever. I'm just going to draw it out over here. You know what I could also just do is just put a Fibonacci level and call it a day. And I actually might. From the all-time high, not all-time high. Our all-time high was like $50 for Polkadot back in 2021. I remember trying to buy it at like $40 or $30, and I did, on spot. And we never seen those levels again. Maybe this bull run we will. this alt season cycle, which still has to happen, by the way. We're expecting that to happen in 2025. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for here. Seems like we're currently at the first resistance of the Fibonacci, 0.236 level of the Fibonacci, and that's at $5.55. Our next resistance is $6.76, $7.74. The next level that I practically drew out at $8.72. The $10, which is also important, and then the March high at $11.90. Cool. We'll see how Polkadot plays out for now. Litecoin was another thing that I was looking at, and we are currently testing a resistance, coming up very soon. At $88.65 is the next important level that we gotta break out of. This was our, that's not all-time high, is it? No, we reached like $300 Litecoin back in 2021. This is just our March high that we got from the first pump, the original pump, which Litecoin is still halfway to achieving. Kind of same thing that's going on with Ethereum, 75%, and well, more than halfway, 30% remaining. So it's like we're about 70% of the way there, if that makes sense. Just 30% remaining. Okay, cool. Next up, I do want to talk about Solana, which is up 4.50%, and holding strong at 218. This uptrend still works, I guess, if we just readjust those lines a little bit. And we're still on our way upwards. Our all-time high level is next for Solana. The all-time high, this is the one that we saw in 2021. So it's, well, I just deleted it. It's pretty significant. I meant to lock it, not delete it. The lock and delete button are next to each other. And my mouse is also bugging. Please donate so I can afford a new mouse. I'm kidding, I already have a new mouse. I just like this one better, just aesthetically speaking, because my setup is like all red lights on my computer. Like my keyboard is red, my PC with the fans is all red. The mouse, it's red by default, and I do like the color red. Even my chair is red, my monitor has red on it. It's all like black and red is like the theme of my bedroom here. So anyway, I do have another mouse that came with this PC, but it's multicolor and I can't change the colors on it. And same thing with this mouse. I can change the colors, but it changes like the mouse sensitivity like crazy if I change it to like blue, green, purple, yellow. So I like to keep it red because it's like the default one. It's the minimum DPI sensitivity on the mouse. And that's just the one I'm accustomed to. So I keep it that way instead. But enough ranting. What am I even talking about anymore? 3,300. Almost. We're almost there. Unrealized profit. 3,300. Soon, very soon. We'll see that. Yeah, as I was explaining, Solana all-time high level coming up very soon. 200 served as a perfect support level, similarly to what we're seeing with Ethereum, with the 3,000 being its support level that managed to not break through downwards and holding up strong, continuing with its uptrend. Very healthy uptrends in general for most of these assets. Let's have a look at SUI, which is having a blast today, up 15% approximately. New all-time high, there you have it, $3.72. We did reach a high of $3.76, and it's still pumping. That's crazy. We have a steeper uptrend here that I'm kind of scared to draw, but I'll try to draw it anyway. Scared to draw because I don't know how it'll look. It looks okay. No, that does not look okay. We got something like this going on. I don't know, it just doesn't look right, at least not in the 4-hour chart. I did try drawing out some levels, but we're still rising. That there's just no point in drawing out any specific levels until we start seeing some drops again, some corrections in the price. Some dips are necessary so that we can determine which levels are strong, important levels, supports and resistances for us to follow through there based off of our price action. But yeah, SUI is going insane. I do have one position there and another one as well, probably on page 2. Right here. And it's making $845, having only put $300. Of course at 3x, which means it's like we put $900 volume, and we practically doubled that, which makes sense. We bought SUI at 191 over here, and it's 372, which is almost double. At 380, we'll have doubled our money that fast within a matter of, when did I buy this? November 1st. Today's 15. Within a matter of half a month, we've doubled our money. Imagine if I put 1 million, I would have made 2 million. I'm not that crazy. Don't worry, I won't do that. I don't know. Maybe for day 100, what if I just dump my whole net worth into Sui? I do feel like Sui is just gonna do so well this cycle because it's proven a very volatile coin. Of course, we're seeing like this move up 15% when other stuff like Solana, which would be considered a volatile coin, is only moving 5%. Sui will always be moving a lot faster than the other one. And what's best about it is similar to like Pepe, for example. These are the kind of percentages you'd see Pepe move. But it's not Pepe. It's is it a L2 or is it L? Is Sui an L2? What is it? It's a L1 blockchain, not a layer 2 blockchain, my bad. But yeah, you get the point, right? It's not a meme coin. It will continue going up, and it's not based off of speculation. It's literally a better version of Solana, which is a better version of Ethereum, right? Solutions to all of those layer 1 blockchains. So that's excellent for Sui, and I don't know. I feel like it's just really, really good. You know what else is doing great as well? Apparently Cardano is up 22%. That is insane. Reaching new yearly highs. $80. No, not the yearly highs. Is it? What did we see in March? Oh, we did see a higher level in March, which is the 80 cents target that Crypto Ferris even put over here, and I have marked since like many months ago. I had that level marked. But yeah, we're approaching that very, very soon. ADA is currently 72 cents. We reached a high of 74 cents with 8 millicents. We're almost 75 cents. And then to reach 80 cents, that's just like 6% away, right? Is it the opposite? It's the opposite. 7% away, sorry. Not too bad, right? Cardano is having a massive day. I don't think I have any positions here, unfortunately. I did want to DCA some into Cardano as well. I'll be waiting for a drop, a possible drop. We need something to drop because the FOMO is really starting to kick in, and I don't like that. 3,300 officially on the portfolio. Fantastic. I'm not selling yet. You know what else is up? XRP. 9%. Another 9% today. Yesterday we saw massive growth because we got practical confirmation that Gary Gensler resigning very soon. I think he said it's going to be in this month. We originally thought, like, very, very originally was, okay, Trump is elected, Gary Gensler is gonna be fired on day 1, January, right? And then he changed, well, he announced, right, or kind of alluded to the fact that he would be resigning. People assumed in December, and then he officially gave out a little resignation letter, and I think that's coming up very soon, probably next week. November, don't quote me on that. I could be completely wrong. When is Gary Gensler resigning? After Thanksgiving. Okay, well, when is Thanksgiving? I'm not American. In America. November 28. Okay, so next week. It's still going to be November, we're hoping at least. The sooner the better. This guy needs to go bye-bye. But still, yeah, XRP rising because of that. We hate Gary Gensler, so there you go. It reached a high of 92 cents in American dollars. We're already seeing this above $1, of course, in Canadian dollars. That's what we're used to seeing if you're from Canada. But to see this for American dollars, right? 92 cents. We reached a high of 96. I'm assuming this is from March. I don't know what this level is from. But we're currently at 88 cents. No, it's not showing me what this is from. Thank you very much. What is this? This is 2023, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, July 2023, which isn't that? I don't remember exactly what happened there. But yeah, I mean, we've still seen higher since 2021. Our highest point was $1.96. That was the highest point that we reached. From there, we're just seeing downtrend. That keeps on breaking until finally it seems like something's going on right now, at least in this week in the weekly chart. For Ripple, it's having a great week, pumping like crazy. I did manage to DCA some on my main account, but I apparently only had one position left, which is still open, by the way. I'm hoping that the profits do continue as I raise my stop losses. Kind of like a trailing stop, but I don't like to use trailing stops. because sometimes they can betray you, you know. But yeah, I like to manually just set up my stop loss. I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm the one wearing the pants in this exchange. I decide where I cut my losses or my profits in this case. I use a stop loss for profits. I kind of never use it for negatives, although you should, because of you're trading in futures market using leverage. You should be using stop losses. But me, I'm kind of like risk averse. Is that the right term? I don't use too much leverage, 3x maximum, and I use amounts where if I'm buying at some place that I know is high, I'm dropping only $100. I don't care if this $100 gets liquidated if, you know, an asset loses a third of its value kind of deal. And I mean, it's 3x is still good, right? You're multiplying whatever money you're putting in by 3 times, and you know, if you know something is cheap, you can absolutely put a higher amount, and you know, it'll help you maximize your profits that way. At least that's the way I've seen it, because I know these will continue going up, so you know, the market pays you for being right, ideally. That's all. That's all we have for all of this. Look at Bitcoin's weekly chart. This is 2021 Bitcoin. All these lines, man. I think I gotta get rid of. At least I'll get rid of like these ones. Okay, 67, 65,000. We don't need 74,000. I mean, I kind of need 74,000 still. That was our previous all-time high, so it's important to kind of get an idea where we are at currently compared to where we were back in March, just to get an idea of how far down we can correct if a correction were to happen. Look at this, like the 100,000 level is just so close. It's like it's about to hit very soon. 9% more. Absolutely doable. But yeah, we're slowly reclaiming our way upwards. All right. Let's talk about some news, which is also important to talk about. So let's get to that. No new all-time high yet for Bitcoin. Soon, soon. Okay. People are wondering, of course, with these dips and everything, is the post-election rally over? Because there's no kidding at this point. Like, we know that this rally is due to Donald Trump winning, practically. Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P 500, all United States indices, they're set to close the week in the red. Today's Friday. Really? They're closing in the red? NASDAQ down 2.7% this week and is set to post its largest weekly decline since September 3rd. And here's a breakdown of what's next. It's now been 10 days since the election. S&P 500 heat map is interesting. Over the last week, almost all large cap technology stocks are trading lower, and financials are doing well along with energy stocks, but large cap tech is not, and this is limiting the rally. You know what? It's true. I checked my stocks portfolio today, and it's well, we did get a lot of earning reports and stuff like that, and of course I got obliterated on most of them, so I'm not smiling, but it's okay. I invest in natural gas instead now. Short natural gas. That's what you got to do. S&P still 500 still posted a historic 5% post-election rally from November 5th to November 11th. It was a nearly triple the average historical return in an election year from November 5th to December 31st. It's also roughly 2 percentage points more than the median return. The result was severely overbought technical picture, which is why we took shorts last Friday. Smart. As shown below for the premium members, they called a short. You can sign up there. There were on Monday, the editor-in-chief joined Fox Business. Oh, cool, I didn't know that. And explained this outlook. While we did not call for a crash or trend reversal, all bull markets need healthy pullbacks, which is facts. While the herd was bullish, it paid to take shorts in the S&P 500, although it is risky as well. But like I said, market pays you for being right. Although the idea is you should never go against the trend. And that's technically what these guys did, but they knew what they were doing. They were expecting a correction very soon. And I am still kind of expecting, they're talking mainly about stocks here, but I'm expecting that same kind of thing with Bitcoin, which, okay, sure, we did see some small correction here, some over here, some laterability over here, but I'm expecting like something a bit further down, right? Maybe touch the 70s just a little bit. Not too much, okay? But yeah. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. I've got a lot of pending trigger orders down there on my main account if that case ever happens. So what's next? The big topic for technology sector will be the tariffs that Donald Trump's economic policies with China. Gosh, I don't know what happened with my speech pattern. Without large cap tech, this market can't rally. And so far, they've been lagging this rally, which is something that I hate. I am invested in SOXL, which is a 3X tech sector ETF, which is not smart to do. Now that I look at it in hindsight, I'm investing in a lot of ETFs that just multiply volatility, and those will decay over time, all the time. So not something you should hold long term, only short term, and you got to be right when you buy it. So a bit risky to do that. Anyways, we do need large cap tech stocks to rally as well. But, you know, as it's mentioned here, with Donald Trump's economic policies on China, with all those tariffs and everything, it might affect those markets and be overall negative for things like NVIDIA, AMD, and not Intel, because Intel is United States based, but like Taiwan Semiconductors, things that import from abroad, right? Not within the United States, those will be affected mainly by Trump's policies, possibly. It's not confirmed yet. Trump hasn't even taken office yet. We'll see. The other topic is, what will Trump's finalized tax plan look like? There has been decision of cutting the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15%, which would save the below 10 corporations $23 billion in annual taxes. And if passed, the market will trade sharply higher. That's great, you know. Microsoft, Alphabet, Apple, JP Morgan, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, Comcast, NVIDIA, Meta Platforms, and United Health Group. All of those big companies, every company, will get a major tax cut, and obviously all that extra revenue will be flowing into their own stock market price, which will boost your stocks up if you are invested in anything, literally anything. Despite all of the uncertainty, post-election rallies are actually the norm, dating back to 1984. In the chart below, the median annual path of the S&P 500 during an election year is displayed. Markets are generally optimistic about the year ahead of after an election. So 2025 is why we should still smile about everything. And I did talk about this yesterday, and apparently I spread misinformation on the internet, which makes me smile, but not that much. This lied to me. It told me it was a 75-25%, but apparently the percentage is way different. Even though we got that economic data yesterday with the inflation and stuff, this is what should be shown. 60 to 40%, right? 60% chance of us seeing a rate cut, 40% chance of us not seeing a rate cut, keeping the rates where they currently are. So, this, like I said, this used to be a little bit higher. It used to be 75% chance of a rate cut. But after all this bad economic data we've been getting, well, like the inflation is going the opposite direction. It's not headed to the 2% target as the Fed is expecting. That could cause possible stagflation if you start cutting rates while inflation is on the rise. You shouldn't be doing that. Inflation should be easing so that you can start cutting rates to keep that money flowing, right? Because inflation can't carry the economy in that case. And also, if you do have high inflation and you're cutting rates, it's going to be way too much money, and it's going to ruin the economy still. So dangers of recession in that case, you have to give rate hikes, increase the interest rates if the inflation is on the rise, which has happened in 2021, practically after COVID. And that's what the Fed had to do. They had to raise interest rates, which is bad for the market because it makes things drop. Not enough money to go around. People will start saving instead of spending. And that's not what we want to see, especially in the crypto market. We want people to start risking their money, putting their money in here so that we can get richer. Those of us that are already in it. In times like these, it pays to follow the technicals. Their approach is to use technicals as a roadmap to limit risk and maximize reward. That's exactly what their premium members are doing. The current technical setup is at pivot point. What are you yapping about? I have no clue how to read this. Sorry. And they're always updating stuff. And Warren Buffett also disclosed the two new stocks that we discussed yesterday. He bought Pool Corp and Domino's Pizza. And we all thought that he was calling the top of the market after he sold like a lot of Bank of America shares and Apple shares. And he has like $300 billion in cash. before the election. But it seems like it was just, a precautionary measure if Kamala Harris won the elections. But he sees Trump's wins, so he's like, we're good. I'm just gonna keep buying, and he did. So good for him. This guy's got billions. But that's all. Thanks for watching. No, I'm kidding. We still got a lot to talk about. Donald Trump meets up with Sylvester Stallone in America, in Miami, at Mar-a-Lago. He went to visit him there, and Sylvester Stallone labels Trump the second George Washington during the speech at the Mar-a-Lago event. He's saying that he's in awe because of how much Trump has accomplished, etc. So good. We got a nice endorsement from Sylvester Stallone, Mr. Rocky himself. Is this guy the Scarface guy? I think so. Nice. Donald Trump has also selected Caroline Leavitt as the White House press secretary instead of that freaking KGP girl, the black girl who refuses to answer literally any questions. I don't think we really liked her. Nobody really liked her. Come on now. Right, guys? Right? Whatever. There's also some sources reporting that Kamala Harris will be running for governor of California. It seems like California is where the Democrats will be residing for now. So there you go. Donald Trump will also, this is huge, he will maybe eliminate all capital gains taxes on cryptocurrencies issued by U.S. companies. What does this mean? Does this mean if you get paid by your company in Bitcoin, like your salary, right? You won't get taxed on that? You won't get income taxes, possibly? If you get paid in crypto, oh my gosh, what if you get paid in stable coins? That's a life hack. You avoid taxes. This is tax evasion. I'm going to move to America. Whatever. Possible. We don't know yet. None of it's confirmed. It's just a rumor. Bernie Sanders has expressed a willingness to collaborate with the upcoming Trump administration to implement a 10% cap on credit card interest rates. If you don't know Bernie Sanders, I think he's a Democrat. That's all you got to know. He said he looks forward working with Trump's administration to fulfill the promise to cap credit card interest rates at 10%, which is something that Trump did mention at one of his rallies. The main issue being, of course, that the big banks are making record profits by ripping off Americans by charging them a 25 to 30% interest rate, which is usury. What is that word? Usury definition. The illegal action or practice of lending money at an unreasonable high rates of interest. Nice. Cool. I didn't know that. You learned something new today. Please subscribe to the channel if you learned something new. But yeah, no, it's true. Like, I've worked for credit card companies before. I worked as a collections boy. And interest rates are pretty darn high. And we do little to nothing to help people with interest. We either, like... Sure, there are programs to help, but, like, you either lose your card or your... I don't know, like, it was due to COVID one time that there was also, like, an interest relief plan, but that was it. It was just because of extreme cases like COVID or something like that. It was, yeah, whatever. It's good to cut the interest rates to 10%, would help people who are in debt get rid of that a little bit sooner, because interest will literally eat your card alive if you have an unpaid balance on your credit cards, whatever it is. So, yeah, good. It would be nice to see that happen. Department of Government Efficiency, Vivek and Elon Musk. So they will be hosting weekly live streams to provide updates on the Department of Government Efficiency's progress. That will be interesting to see. They'll literally be reporting to us full transparency, what steps they're taking, what they're doing to improve, of course, the government's efficiency and the progress. So that's great. I'm really stoked to hear more about that. Charlie Kirk also outlines 15 examples of government waste. The payments to deceased individuals. Federal government has just... I'm not going to read too much in detail. I'll just read the titles for it because it seems like it's too much. Payments to deceased individuals. Why are we paying deceased individuals? Unemployment and Social Security payments to prisoners. Yeah, I don't think... What are they going to use money for? Medicaid, Medicare fraud. Yeah, that's not cool to commit insurance fraud. Extravagant government travel. Yeah, Biden administration taking trips. Yeah, come on. Unnecessary spending. Maintenance of underutilized federal buildings. Costs $2 billion annually for buildings that are underused or vacant. So they need better management. Sure. The DEI, get that stuff out of here. Fuera, like Javier Milei would say. Weapons for non-military agencies. Why do they do that? Whatever. Tax delinquencies by IRS employees. What? Cool. Tax collecting. Research on Russian cats. What is this? Russian cats. Okay, National Institutes of Health allocated $549,000 to study the movement of Russian cats on treadmills. A project criticized for its questionable value. Why are we doing this? What is even happening? Okay, that stuff's getting out. Transgender monkeys research. Yeah, get that stuff out of here. Drag shows in Ecuador. Wow, this one hits close to home. Why do we have drag shows in Ecuador? State Department of grant of 20,600 funded drag shows in Ecuador, leading to discussions about the appropriateness of funding cultural events abroad. What the heck? As an Ecuadorian, I disagree with that. Improper payments in federal programs. In fiscal year 2020, okay, whatever. Overpayments in Medicare, Medicaid. So similar to the fraud, but there's also overpayments due to frauds and errors. There's underused military equipment. Department of Defense have been criticized for spending billions on equipment that remains unused or is obsolete. Sure, yeah, just use what you need and improve on it. And last but not least, excessive spending on public relations. Federal agencies have spent over $4.5 billion on public relations and advertising, raising question about the necessity of such expenditures. Yeah, all that's got to go. And DOGE will help save that. Do you guys remember when Elon Musk was getting sued? Well, they dropped their appeal after nothing. They just stopped their legal motions. That lawsuit that was accusing Elon Musk of rigging the Dogecoin, saying that he did market manipulation and stuff like that when he initially pumped it to like 70 cents the first time Doge pumped in 2021, which is up 3% today. That's not too bad. But anyways, back to 2021 over here, we reached 70, almost 74 cents. Crazy pump right over here. 936%. This made a lot of people millionaires, eh? And that's why Doge has remained one of the biggest meme coins that, like, in terms of market cap, right? You see it on one of the first on the list in coin market cap, because people are still hopeful. And look what we're seeing right now, right? This has got people's optimisms up again. Can you get out of the way? 236% within these past couple of weeks. Pretty massive. I guess good for Dogecoin. I personally have not been a fan of Dogecoin. In 2021, I was more of a Shiba Army kind of guy because Dogecoin has already done its little pump over there. Shiba Inu did do its own little pumps, and there wasn't many other meme coins back then either until like 2023. That's when the other meme coins started surging. Pepe, etc. Bonk. What are the Floki, which is literally Elon Musk's Shiba Inu dog. His name is Floki. The Bonk. Did I say Bonk? The dog with hat is the one I was missing. Yeah, anyways. Enough meme coin talk. Moving on. Donald Trump is also, speaking of suing, they're suing the media outlets for $10 billion, claiming that there is bias. I did share rumors that this was going to happen, but I think it's official. He's filed lawsuits against the New York Times, CBS, and other media outlets, accusing them of defamation and political bias, which is true. That was happening. We've seen it in real time. They've spread so many lies that have already been debunked. Just shamelessly. So I need water. The suits are demanding $10 billion in damages. Target coverage Trump calls industrial scale libel and election interference, according to The Guardian. Anyway, yeah. Go get him, Trump. Chris Wallace, he said he was leaving CNN, but he got fired. Take that. Remember CNN, they're also kind of collapsing. They're cutting a lot of jobs after their ratings have collapsed. So this one is one of the main guys from CNN, who also did like, here, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh my gosh, let me show you this. If you can, oh, it's a minute long. Come on, I don't want to. I'll just summarize it then. Look, so they start talking about like the mortality rates in countries, etc. Donald Trump says, oh, we have the best mortality rate. It's not as bad as the rest of the world. And he's like, no, actually, we have the worst mortality rates in the world. The United States is terrible. And Trump says, no, literally, just like look it up. And then he literally asks the people around to like fact check in real time. And then they hand him like the sheet of paper that says, look, bro, see, I was right. The U.S., what does he say? Let me hear what he says.
Number one low mortality rate. I hope
Number one and lowest mortality rates. And he's like, I hope you guys share
show
this.
this in here because it shows what fake news is all about. Okay,
I
go
don't
ahead.
think I'm fake news.
It shows what fake news is all about. And he could just completely destroyed Chris Wallace right then and there, possibly ending his career with just that, exposing him in real time, fact checking him in real time, showing that, hey, look, I'm right, you're wrong. Stop going against me. But anyway, he's not suing CNN, I don't think. But it said like other news media outlets. Maybe CNN is included, but they're such a big name. I'm sure they would have included that in the headline. Apparently not. I'm not sure. I didn't read into it too much, but that's what the breaking news is. He's suing a lot of media outlets in general for this kind of stuff. I heard that he is now going to be moving on to podcasting. Chris Wallace, after resigning or getting fired, whatever the case is, from CNN. Which, well, I don't know. You do you, I guess. I feel like podcasting might be a little bit too overrated these days. I have started thinking about, like, would I start a podcast? Yeah, maybe if I had some cool friends to do it with, but I don't have any friends. So when the time comes, sure, I'd be down. Maybe. Hit me up. China officially opens a $3.5 billion megaport in Peru. This is important because this is something that Donald Trump has mentioned. So has Doug Ford, which I shared yesterday, with China using other American countries, like South American countries mainly, to transfer all of their goods and everything, and then use that as a cheap way to sell it into America, to kind of use it as like a backdoor to avoid the tariffs that Donald Trump will be imposing onto China. I have the hiccups, so I'm gonna die. Chinese President Xi Jinping participated in the inauguration of a major Beijing-funded port in Chancay, Peru, on Thursday. He praises the $3.5 billion project as the birth of new land-sea passage for a new era. That way, China can transport stuff into Peru. Maybe it's good for like the Peruvian people, but I'm sure there was problems with this same kind of stuff in Ecuador, which is just north of Peru, and I heard that's probably also why. Like Ecuador is also not in a good state, but I also think it's just bad governments that we have. Whatever, screw them. She stated that the investment would create a new maritime corridor between China and Latin America. So he's connecting the Great Inca Trail and the Maritime Silk Road, paving the way for common prosperity for Peru and other nations in the region. So not towards the United States. They were using Mexico, though, to backdoor, their goods into the United States to avoid tariffs. And that's something that Doug Ford and Donald Trump also are trying to get rid of. That's when Donald Trump mentioned the whole bloodbath thing, which later got taken out of context and used against him, which is something that he debunked anyway, and things that the media runs with the lies. Hey, you guys remember when I talked about Alex Jones going bankrupt because Sandy Hook and the bankruptcy auction was won by The Onion, I think it was what they were called. Apparently, InfoWars was not sold. There's an apparent conspiracy to rig the InfoWars auction, which is now under criminal investigation. In the meantime, InfoWars is restored to Alex Jones. Alex Jones is getting his show back, so the federal bankruptcy judge halts the sale. Judging questions transparency of the Onion bid. Onion is the company that allegedly purchased InfoWars and all that Alex Jones has. So he's kind of safe, right? He still has got his show, and he's back, with the sync, the Elon Musk meme with the sync when he reached Twitter headquarters. He's saying he's back on the air at the legendary InfoWars Central Texas Command Center. And he streamed, of course, all of that. So good for Alex Jones. It's nice to see him happy again. I don't think Alex Jones is a bad person. Maybe, sure, he goes a bit crazy in the conspiracy theories, but he's been proven right a lot of the time. If you do watch some of the stuff that he's mentioned, he's literally predicted 9/11. That's like next level insane. He predicted the COVID stuff. He predicted Trump assassination stuff. I mean, maybe sure you can argue some of it was obvious. Eventually we're going to get a global pandemic. But he was saying this stuff literally like 1 year before it happened, 2018. And also like the 9/11 thing, he said it with such accuracy. He also mentioned they're going to try to kill Trump and blame it on Iran. And literally that's stuff that we've been hearing about. Iran is trying to kill Donald Trump. But they've been denying it. I think I have more news on that later on, so we'll get to it. This, I also did mention, okay, RFK Jr. did get appointed as the HHS secretary for the health sector government. I don't know what HHS stands for. Gosh, I'm bad. I'm not American. HHS, meaning United States Department of Health and Human Services. Okay, there you go. Gosh, thank you. And he apparently has been praying, for 19 years he prayed to God to put him in a position to end the chronic disease epidemic. And this year, God sent him Donald Trump, and Donald Trump wins the election, and RFK Jr. gets appointed I forget what it was called, Health and Human Services Secretary. There you have it. So, cool. God answered his prayer. And remember, this was also mentioned in the Joe Rogan podcast when Donald Trump was on. He told Joe Rogan that Big Pharma has been pressuring Trump not to work with RFK Jr. This came after, of course, RFK Jr. dropped out of the presidential race and fully endorsed Donald Trump for president. And now, of course, Trump picks RFK Jr. as the head of the HHS, and now it shows that Trump is practically standing up to Big Pharma, going against what they advised him to do. Which is great. That's good stuff, but I'm a bit concerned for RFK Jr. He needs probably a bit more protection because I don't think these guys like it. Look at the stock prices for the vaccine companies. What are these ones? Moderna, vaccine company, AstraZeneca and Pfizer, no, Novavax. They're dropping like crazy because of this news. And I'm scared. I don't know. I fear for RFK Jr.'s life, maybe. I don't know. Like, are they going to try to kill him over this? I did talk about this with, like, a friend. And it's getting scary, this kind of stuff. So, protect that guy at all costs. Get him to expose all the stuff. If it's bad, it's bad. And make America healthy again, Keep it all in good spirits. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Here's what I was talking about, that Iran secretly given the United States written assurances that it has no plans to target former President Trump for assassination. They're practically denying, like, no, we're not trying to kill Trump. It's all going to be fine, guys. Sure. Last possible assassination attempt was apparently, it was Jewish people, and they were trying to blame Iran, and that's something that Alex Jones did predict. Is said they're going to try to kill Trump and blame it on Iran so that the Democrats will win the election. This was before the election. So that, Kamala Harris would win the election, and then that way they would continue wars in the Middle East. And, of course, Israel apparently does want the United States to get fully involved in the Middle East to take out Iran completely, because Israel sees Iran as the biggest threat to them. And Iran and all the other Arabic countries also see Israel as a threat to practically Islam, right? Because most of those countries are Muslim. So, yeah, weird stuff going on. But it seems like tensions are easing regardless. Prices of crude oil, I'm sure, are dropping. Gold is also dropping. There was also another reason. I think it was weak global demand that's causing gold and oil to drop. China is not buying like crazy anymore. And there's also slower pace of rate cuts as well that the Fed signaled, which also the market did not like yesterday. That's why we did see not too much of a movement yesterday for most things, including Bitcoin. We didn't see much of a high movement for Bitcoin due to what Fed Chair Powell spoke yesterday at 3 p.m. That little speech that he gave. What is happening to my computer? God. But yeah, we're back now. It's all accounted into the price. I did confirm, like a correction is completely normal if we do see one. We'll maintain this uptrend line and things will still be perfectly fine. And look where we are. We're still above the $90,000 for Bitcoin. So it's all working out just fine. Get out. The biggest Chainlink airdrop is on the way. Shut up, Ashan Hanif. Get out of my mentions, you monkey boy. I meant to go back here. The following companies will resume advertising on Twitter after boycotting it. Remember when Elon Musk took over Twitter? These companies withdrew from advertising. You don't see any ads because I have ad blocker. Opera browser is great. But anyway, IBM, Disney, Comcast, Discovery, Warner Bros., Lionsgate, they're all coming back. They're returning their advertisements to Twitter. And mainly it's attributed to apparently this lady, Linda Yaccarino. her leadership as she is rebuilding the trust and ad partnerships on the platform, which is great, you know. Relationships are being restored between Elon Musk, Twitter, bigger companies as well, so that's great. What else was I going to mention about this? Probably nothing important if I forgot. Okay. Cool. Let's talk about the European nation. No, oh my gosh, why do I keep saying European nation? European Union, EU, Europe. Is the Europe on the brink of collapse because WTF is going on? I did talk about Germany's coalition government collapsing November 6th. Scholz fired his finance minister Lindner over economic clashes, and now Germany faces a snap election in February, which is political chaos at its peak. You know what else? The Netherlands. Their government is on the verge of collapse over immigration standoffs, with coalition allies ready to walk. I did mention this before, like, immigration seems to be the biggest problem in Europe and in Canada. We'll talk more about that. We're not at the Canada section yet. France, who cares about France? I'm going to skip that. Macron sucks. Italy, I did talk about Giorgia Meloni, who was planning to put something in place to stop immigration. But Italy's judiciary just slammed down Meloni's controversial asylum crackdown. Courts halted her plan to offshore migrant processing, declaring it illegal, so they completely shut down her proposition. That's crazy. And in Spain, there apparently is a big flood in Spain, a lot of rain going on, and people are throwing mud at royals, the royal family of Spain. Spain has kings and stuff like that. There's a mishandling of the flood recovery, so people are just throwing mud at the royals. It's pretty funny, though. Europe's political landscape is cracking wide open, and what does it mean for Europe's future? That's what we yet have to find out. So things, of course, are not great. And I think also European stock exchanges are dropping like crazy. Let me look at, if I remember, I never look at European stocks. EU 50, is it? Yeah, European stocks 50. It has been on the decline recently. You see that? So, might be part of what's going on. Of course, there's other stocks like IBEX, CAC 40, DAX for Germany, for France, for Spain. For the UK is... I forget. It's irrelevant. Whatever. We don't need to know about that stuff right now. Speaking of the UK, there's literally a guy getting arrested at 4 a.m. for posting that he dislikes Palestinian flags everywhere. You can get arrested for hate speech, I guess. I don't know what this is. I'm scared if Canada is also going to start implementing this kind of stuff. Like, you got to watch what you say. There's no freedom of speech anymore. Only America has that, and Twitter does too. But I mean, if you reside in one of these countries, though, like UK or something, the cops will go after you, man. They'll arrest you for this kind of stuff. Which is unacceptable in my opinion. You should be allowed to say whatever you want to say, as long as it's like actually not threatening or wishing harm upon other people. You could just say like, oh, I hate Palestinian flags. Okay. And like, I don't think you should get arrested for that, but whatever. Moving on. Speaking of Europe, of course we have Ukrainian president and that's it. Just the Ukrainian president Zelensky saying that we need real peace with Russia. Even though, like, I don't know, suspicious with this guy. We already had like a bit of a peace talk with Donald Trump already saying, giving his proposition to end the war, right? Where NATO can't, Ukraine can't join NATO for 20 years. Russia has to stop its military advances, demilitarize the border and between those two countries, and have Europe patrol that area to make sure that nothing fishy is going on. But a Ukrainian president, of course, does not like that. He's not going to get his billions anymore from Trump, at least. He's still going to get them from Biden until the last day that Biden is in office. He'll still be getting billions of dollars. And I think he's just mainly complaining about that at this point. That's the way I see it, at least. I don't know. I really don't know. I love both Ukrainians and Russian people, but I don't know, man. It seems like it's more than just people at this point. It seems like it's possibly just warmongers and political corruption. But I don't know if this is like a negative headline or what. I'm probably just making stuff up in my brain and everything is probably fine. It's up for your interpretation. Chris, CEO of Crypto.com, saying that all nations should sell their useless gold reserves and buy Bitcoin. That's what I titled this video, because I feel like that is genuinely a great idea. Sell gold. Gold is not it doesn't perform as well as Bitcoin does. I don't have, is there like gold price versus Bitcoin price chart? Can I like find a picture of that? Gold versus Bitcoin. Come on. This is a terrible looking, okay, this one makes more sense, I guess. April, okay, come on, 2020 chart, give me like a 2024 chart, brother. This one. Whatever, I think you get the idea, right? Okay. Bitcoin will always outperform gold. This is of course just talking about prices, but you got to look at the rate of returns. Bitcoin will have, on average, a much higher rate of return than the actual gold, right? Which is why you'll notice that a lot of people are already realizing that. Chris has mentioned it, and Senator Loomis is also wanting the Fed to sell their gold and buy Bitcoin instead. Big move if they do manage to do that. I don't know if the Fed will be willing to get their gold sold to purchase magical internet money, Bitcoin. But yeah, and of course, also Michael Saylor, who by the way will be on the Joe Rogan podcast maybe next week, I think. He did say that replacing the Securities Exchange Commission, Gary Gensler, it's incredibly bullish for the digital assets, and that's why, of course, we've been seeing Ripple pumping like crazy. He says it's very good for the crypto industry. We're going to see a lot more of pro-Bitcoin policies, as we just saw, that literal proposition, and it goes even further than that. Pennsylvania is actually trading their tradition for crypto with their Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Act, which something that they will be introducing soon. It's going to toss 10% of their state funds into Bitcoin. Meanwhile, nearly half the states are also suing Gary Gensler and the SEC, politely asking them to flip off when it comes to crypto. That'll be great. And how much money, of course, does Pennsylvania have? $7 billion in reserves. Imagine allocating 10% of that. Let me do the math for you. Let's see. 70... Wait, what? 7? Okay, 1,000 million. I think that's a 70,000. Yeah, okay, 7 million, 7 billion. 10% of that is... I mean, I could have done this in my brain. What am I doing? That's $700 million, okay? $700 million. Bitcoin costs 91,000. I should be doing division. That means they can buy 7,692 Bitcoins with that money. That's really good, and I hope that actually does happen. We do need this kind of money. Would that be instant 100K? $700 million? Maybe not instant 100K, because we see this kind of money flowing in from the ETFs quite frequently. But let's see just yesterday. Well, yesterday was actually an outflow day. That's crazy. Or no, this is today. Yesterday, yeah, yesterday was still outflow day. We didn't get the numbers from BlackRock yesterday when I checked, though. Now we got it. They inflowed $126 million. Sure. Today, nothing yet, but the rest of the ETFs have outflows. But regardless, though, the price has been going up. Maybe big inflows from either whales or the ETFs themselves. Get out of here. So yeah, good talks about Pennsylvania. And there's also 5 new US public companies that have adopted Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset in this week alone. We're seeing this happening more frequently. It's more common now for people to be considering Bitcoin as a treasury reserve, right? Companies, countries, they're all doing it. What's a bit scary though, and possibly a bit questionable, we got a lot of whale activity, dormant addresses, people with 2,000 Bitcoin that they mined in 2010, which was worth pennies at that time, are now transferring Bitcoin to, well, they're moving Bitcoin is what it says, maybe to exchanges, maybe to sell. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to take profits now that Bitcoin's 90,000. I don't know. They'd be worth $180 million. I'd like $180 million if I were them too. But, I mean, there's reasons why you should probably not sell your Bitcoins because it's still going to go up a lot higher, like just in general. And I'll give you an example here later. The miners are also transferring like a lot of Bitcoin, 45,000 Bitcoins in total to exchanges over the last 3 days, probably preparing to sell, take some profits. I mean, that's what the miners do have to do anyways. That's why they're getting paid Bitcoin from mining to cover their expenses in electricity costs and energy stuff like that, right? Because mining does require a lot of that. Anyways, this is the example I'm trying to talk about. The Bitcoin pizza guy. This guy's famous for having bought 2 pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoins. That happened in 2010. Of course, 10,000 Bitcoins today is worth nearly $1 billion at this current price. 900 million, yeah. So almost $1 billion. That's crazy. If he just held for 10 more years, he could buy all the pizzas he would have wanted and died of diabetes. And he would have died happy though. Okay, you know what's funny though? Gate.io listing Litecoin under the meme coin section. That's pretty funny, and this is apparently the source. I'm hoping it's still there. I don't know. Let's see. So this is Gate.io, and here's the meme coin section, and Litecoin is here. It's actually here. Litecoin, for the record, is not an actual meme coin, but this comes due to, you know, a new intern that I mentioned. Litecoin, I guess, got a new intern for their Twitter, and he's just been posting like crazy, saying, you know, I'm the meme coin now. He's been making some pretty funny posts. So I will admit, I've been having a bit of a laugh at most of this. Like, he's just been posting like crazy these kind of memes like this, just very frequently. Literally like 1 hour ago, and I'm still scrolling. 2 hours ago, this guy's just posting a lot of like memes and jokes and everything. He even talked about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, which is happening tonight. I will be talking about that soon. You know what? I'm going to talk about it right now, actually. Tonight, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson will be fighting each other. Yesterday, they went on, like, I don't know what this was, like a preparation thing, something. They were stepping in front of each other, and Mike Tyson just suddenly just slaps Jake Paul in the face. And Logan Paul, of course, is commenting on that. Whatever, his brother. People are excited to see this fight. Mike Tyson, people are saying he's a bit old. Jake Paul, of course, being young and full of energy and getting into a lot of boxing recently. Who do I think is going to win? I think this Mike Tyson's still going to win. I think he's still got it in him, especially with this defiant slap that he just gave him just yesterday. This happened yesterday. And here's the clip as to why it happened. He explains that it was because, you see there, as he was running up to him, he stepped on his foot. So Mike Tyson just slaps Jake Paul in the face because of that, right? As he runs up to him, he steps on his foot there, and so he slaps him. But you don't see that like from the original angle. It just looked like he walked up to him like this, and as he approached him this close, what's his name? Mike Tyson just slaps him in the face for no reason, is what it seemed like. But upon closer inspections, because he stepped on his foot, and that's why he slapped him. Anyway, I will not be watching the fight. I don't have time for it, but I'll probably give you guys an update on the results. But yeah, I feel like Mike Tyson would win this fight. Anyways, what are we talking about here? Laken Riley, who was... She got sexually assaulted by an immigrant man, illegal alien, Jose Ibarra from Venezuela. It became a famous story because this is the issue that the United States is experiencing with the illegal immigrants. We don't know who we're letting into our border. We're letting in rapists, murderers, drug cartel peoples, as well as honest working poor families as well, sure. But they're coming into the country illegally, and we don't know who they are. And, of course, this guy attacks a college girl on her campus, or in university, right? The University of Georgia campus. She was 22 years old at the time, Laken Riley, on her morning jog when she was viciously attacked by this guy, and he tried to rape her and bashed her skull with a rock repeatedly. She did try to defend herself and everything, but unfortunately, no, she did not survive the attack and passed away. And people are blaming Kamala Harris, Joe Biden for as the culprits for, letting in illegal aliens. Anyways, he had his hearing today, or a trial today. I don't know what this is. Prosecutors. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Justice for Lake and Riley. Sad story. And yeah. You know what else is crazy is, like, speaking of Venezuela, like the Venezuelan gangs, remember these, they were raiding apartments in Colorado and everything? The gang is called TDA, Tren de Agua, which means water train, I guess. Apparently they're moving into every city in Tennessee now, going crazy as well. Just further proving the importance of this immigration stuff, the border not being secured, of course. And what's his name? Tom something? I keep forgetting his name. I got it. Tom Homan. Okay, Tom Homan. That's his name. He's the new border czar under Donald Trump, and he will be taking care of all these problems, because this is just getting insane. The American people are living in fear by these gang members from other countries invading the United States, right? It's not even safe to walk out in your own city anymore. Literally, they're just walking into your apartment with sniper rifles that they steal from gun stores. Like, it's getting pretty crazy. So yeah, that will be fixed under Donald Trump. And things are healing themselves, as always. Oklahoma Superintendent Ryan Walters announces that Oklahoma will become the first state in the United States to bring back the Bible into the classrooms, which is a much needed change. I don't know why they removed Bible from the classrooms. They should not be doing that. That's what the American nation was founded upon. So I'm very happy to see that they're bringing it back. Literally, there's no harm in having the Bible in your classroom. Like, come on, people. Anyways, Canada sucks. While Trudeau won in 2015, the Canadian dollar was about 86 cents for the US, right? Today it's at 71 cents compared to the US dollar. We dropped from 86 cents to 71 cents. Significant drop. On top of inflation making everything more expensive to buy, your dollar has a lower purchasing power for Canadians. And on top of that, we have several tax increases. So Canada economy, of course, is not great. And we need Trump or Elon to save us eventually. Bro, did this guy? Okay, never mind. Did you also know that 55,000 Canada Post workers, which is like the postal mail service, they're on strike? Great. We're not getting our Amazon packages anytime soon. And this is what I was saying, is Trump's team wants Prime Minister Justin Trudeau out in favor of conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. And I do want that too. We want Pierre Poilievre to come back in, axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime with the common sense Conservative Party plan. I memorized this whole slogan. That's crazy. I watch his ads a lot. They appear everywhere on my TV. But anyway, yeah, that's all we got. I've been yapping for a whole hour. Recently, I've just been talking and talking for hours. It's making my throat hurt, but okay, we're fine. Today, I'm not DCAing. It's a very green day, so I'm not going to be doing nothing. Sui is still pumping. What are we at? 800, 900 maybe? 864 still. 376. Okay, so that hasn't changed much. But the rest is really looking great. 3,300 unrealized profits. I'm not selling till day 100. Stay tuned if you want to see what we end up with. Hope you guys enjoy the stream. Make sure you like, subscribe. And new video was posted today, so go watch that. Will more videos be coming soon? I'll try to pump out one more video before I leave, because I will be traveling soon. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take care, and see you tomorrow. Bye.